everyone. This is Mondo 23, and this is a different version of myself, of course. I like to talk about baseball because, well, I'm passionate about it, and as you know, I'm a Yankee fan. Since I was not born, no, that's so it's kind of overreacting. I'm exaggerating, as a matter of fact. But now, I just want to stress out that everything is happening right now so fast, so quickly in 2020. As far as I can tell, the season so far has been kind of surprising for everyone. But the Yankees are hitting home runs. We're rocking all this shit. I'm sorry for my English, but that doesn't matter. But for now, I have a guest, a colleague who also likes to talk about baseball. He's from Puerto Rico, and I just want to introduce him, Edward. The analysis of Edward. A long time, man. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. What about yourself, man? Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you taking the time and having me as your colleague right here to talk about some baseball today.
I know, and as a matter of fact, we have to tell the people that this show is gonna be. It's like a pilot, Edward, but it seems like we're gonna do it often, as much as we can, and it's about, of course, baseball, and we're gonna. I don't know. We're gonna put the name out, bases loaded. And the reason why, Edward, is because it's kind of the complicated situation along the way. The pitcher has a batter, the bat box has, and so having said that, I think it's a perfect name. I don't know. We're gonna discuss about that. But for now, if we can agree on this, how you have seen the baseball season so far, Edward? As I mentioned, it's been so fast. Like 60 games is not enough for those who love baseball. But in your perspective, how you have seen baseball so far?
Well, to be quite honest with you, we should start with the beginning. Let's recall that at the beginning, with all the COVID situation going on, we were not expecting to have a season at all. So it was very interesting to see how many times they got together, the player association with the league, and they offered one thing, then the other side just rejected that one, then they came back with a counter offer, and again, that back and forth, I really think that hurt them, to be quite honest with you, because even though obviously the entire world is facing this extraordinary situation, at the end of the day, they were like, putting in my opinion, way too much attention to stupid stuff. I think that at the end of the day, well, that everything got settled down and everything, but then when you take a closer look at it, it is unfortunate though, because the main reason that we have this short season right now, I would say it was only the money, because as you know, they were about to lose a bunch of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And that's the reason also why we had so many suspensions, so many postponed games due to the coronavirus spread between teams. I do recall the Miami situation in their opening game that they had to shut it down because they have like over 20
a bunch of players out and the staff. So it's a very concerning times of concerning times of all of us. But in the end, as you mentioned, I just want to add up that baseball is a business. We all know that. I mean, there is no secret about this, and also Major League Baseball knows the importance of as a global brand, because there is not about just the game; it's a brand itself. But I think over the course of this game and all this season, all the suspension that you mentioned, and you brought up this, I think the teams have not been taking quite honestly, like they haven't taken that little level of seriousness that you have to. We are not just facing something that you can just play around and say, oh, I'm going to go to a casino and that's it. I'm going to do it because I want to do it. I know you're a pro athlete itself. You have to take care about it. But then if we go to just a specific to baseball in terms, I think the favorites are obviously the same teams as we all hope and expect to be. My team, of course, is just hitting everything that you could imagine. Red Sox, nada. It was just like they're having it's a very hard time for them. I don't know why, man, but it seems like they're just I don't know. They're just in the trash. They don't feel something. I don't know. There has to be some reason that still I cannot figure out, because obviously I don't care about it. Well, I do when the time comes and it goes to playoffs and all that stuff. But obviously this is my team and I'm never gonna change it. Not because they're the Yankees.
Let's talk about your Yankees though. I have to give you props. They're 100% right. I mean, at the end of the day, in the batting side of the ball, they're doing
Yeah,
101.
we are amazing. You have to say it, man. We are amazing.
At least so far in this season, you're doing way better than I was expecting them to do, at least in the batting side of the portion. But to be quite honest with you, and you know this better than me, the issue that your team has doesn't have to do anything with the batting portion of the game. It's more the pitching, your bullpen. You have like so many questions right now that again, so far it is looking like last season.
Yeah.
You guys were hitting all over the place, Stanton, Josh, and what have you. But then when the playoffs comes, that's the issue because I don't know why, man. I think that you guys, I don't know. I know that this particular year will be very
odd,
rare to say something.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't get it. I mean, honestly, you guys need to put more attention on your pitching because at the end of the day, you're gonna win ball games with better pitching. And I can care less about the Astros and all that stuff that is going on and the way that everybody's hitting the long ball. I get it, but at the end of the day, defense wins championships. So I don't know if you're really concerned about that side of the ball.
But I'm concerned, as a matter of fact, Edward, I have to say it. I want to address this matter because in the end, I know we have Gary Cole and you have then the other pitching staff, but there's a lot of question marks, and I know. I mean, Chapman is a good pitcher, is a good closer, but it's not Rivera. It's not the Sandman. No, I mean we don't have those kind of guys anymore in the building. Of course, I'm aware of that. But I think the bullpen sometimes has bad days, good days, but in the end, it's not the biggest strength. As I agree in that regard, that part. But I believe that Yankees have not put in that much attention because they feel that I'm gonna do it like this in a blink of an eye, I'm gonna hit a lot of home runs. But I think that's that kind of missing step towards to get to the World Series. That's the goal. I mean, I have to be honest with you. I'm kind of frustrated. Every single year you get to that point. But then the Astros out there, it's a very good team, of course. But again, I'm frustrated because it seems like what's next? What I'm missing is not about players because there are tons of quality around the bases. There is. I have never seen in my whole life, at least, I've been rooting for the Yankees at least 20 years of my life. But I can see there's a lot of potential in every single side, in first baseman, second baseman, whatever you want to put, you name it. But then when it comes to pitching, I think they don't have those kind of guys who can close the deal, and that's what all matters. And that's the reason why Astro has become a force, and that's the reason why probably the Nationals are currently champions. So I think now the pitching is more important than ever. Even it's quite the same importance as batting thing. So I think the Yankees are going to be there in the postseason. Hopefully, of course.
They
should be. They should be. If not,
every time that I talk to you, for real. You can write that down because if they miss out the playoffs or they lose or they get out in the first round, believe me, I will give you a hard time.
Come on, man. You don't have to be like you don't have to be a pain in the ass. I know you're gonna be a pain in the ass. I know. As a matter of fact, but that's good because after all, I'm gonna burn this. No, I'm not gonna do it. No, definitely, I'm not gonna do it, man. No, it's quite expensive.
By the way, we already mentioned the Astros 2 times.
And
before we move to the other topic, let me say this. Besides all the situation with the stealing the signs and all that BS that is surrounding the team, by the way, I have Carlos Correa is there, one of my brothers from here in Puerto Rico, so we're really proud of them. Obviously, we're not proud about the situation at all and all the systems that they have in place. You know this also. I think at the end of the day, it was a little bit out of proportion. They tried to sell out this way harder because everything do it. I will say this. Maybe they took it a little bit further and they were like very technological stuff and all that stuff that is already in the news and we already read about it. But man, I give you a hard time because I think that you are the Gary Sanchez from Maine, right? at the end of the day, I just want to bring this up because man, I have it right here in my chest and I need to.
Yeah, go ahead. At
the end of the day, you can tell me that I will see a fastball, but you know what? it will be very hard to hit it because it is not the same fastball at 100 miles per hour versus a fastball, I don't know, 90 miles per hour.
No, it's not.
I
It's
mean, it
not.
will be the same, but for professional players, it will. I don't think. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to have the ability. That's the only point that I want to make. That doesn't. This is not an excuse. It was wrong. I think that they should pay. I'm really happy every time that every team can take the chance and hit up a batter. I don't mind. I know that it is way dangerous because you can hurt somebody doing that. But as long as it is from the head down, I don't have any issues at all. This is a competition, and you need to step it up. You cheat us, now you take it.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I know I agree in that part of it. It's out of proportion, I know. But it's the Astros. Imagine if for some reason, Edward, it wouldn't be the Astros. It wouldn't be the Dodgers, the Yankees. Well, it got into, the circus of media circus, and probably will not got the attention because, they're just a favorite. So let's keep it down, keep it easy. But now it's the Astros because it's becoming some kind of new force at the baseball at this level. Sometimes it kind of confuses us, the fans and all out there. But in the end, there's a competition, and you must know how to compete. Either way, you have the money to a high budget to sign on the biggest players or not. You kind of develop the players, as the Astros has been doing so far. And I think that's is a huge asset for the Astros because having at least, I don't know how many, 7, 8 players that it comes for your farm system. Well, it's a great achievement. I would like to have that in my Yankees, but we don't do that. We don't do that. We kind of we don't.
You don't spend time developing players.
No, we want this. We want money. We want money.
You already have all the money, so you go out and just fight them.
Yeah, it's like golfing. It's like go to Macy's and shopping and all that stuff. That kind of thing.
That's the way you look at it. So
yeah, so it's like, okay, I have this cab. I have this. No, you give me another 5. So because I'm not pleased. I'm not satisfied. But that's the way the Yankees are. Well, myself.
By the way, Mando, that's one thing that I'm really missing because with all this background noise surrounding the Astros, it would be fun if we were able to see all the fans in the stands for those games because I know that, before the shutdown and the COVID and all that situation, already in spring training, there were a bunch of fans just following them just to give them a hard time. So
yeah. As you were going to give me a hard
time. I really miss that portion of it. I really think that it was going to be very great to see the fans all the time giving them a hard time. But
I will bring it up I'm gonna bring it up the name, and probably you're gonna remember A-Rod. You remember A-Rod? The times that they
yes.
they were a pain in the ass. Of course, my man is a great competitor, one of the greatest. But man, it was not like out here. He was not very stable. He was a good player, but then he was doing a lot of stuff that doesn't belong to to the baseball rules, whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, about the fans and all this, I think that every single sport misses. And as we always kind of talk about sports as we do it right now, and we're gonna do it tomorrow, of course. But the fans are quite a good reason, a big reason why sports kind of survive and provide these emotions that we are still not able to just have. Because one thing is just watching the television and kind of sit back and enjoy and relax. But now stuff is just have the experience of cheering out for wherever team you wanted to. But hopefully everything is we're gonna have some kind of back to the normal hopefully soon, and it will be fun, man. I mean, I'm excited just kind of see the packed stadium along the way, and even the postseason or series. But we have to just get used to this, at least for now. Hopefully not forever. But
I'm sorry. I just want to make this point also.
Yeah.
I'm really concerned a little bit because, to your earlier point, I mean, you opened the show stating something that is very real. I mean, this is a short version of the MLB. We're just only having 60 games.
Yeah.
It has been going very fast, but it is very frustrating. I mean, the league league, I really think that it's doing a poor job in terms of exposing the games, making promotion of the games. I mean, right now, if you turn on the TV, you will see like NBA stuff. You will see soccer stuff. You will see like other sports taking all the spotlight. And I get it. I know the fans have been declining, like the last decade or so, or maybe a little bit longer. But at the end of the day, you guys are playing right now. I think that the league can be better at that particular point because, man, you have a bunch of games, and unless that people are like you and I, that we really love sports and we're into this,
Yeah.
that we're gonna follow doesn't matter at what time, how many games do you have in the same day, man. It is unfortunate because the casual fan, it is not gonna be there all the time for you. So I really think that they need to step it up and try to make I don't know, they need to get back to the sports of all the USA,
I think that all the tradition itself, because that's what they call it, the America's game. But it seems now I think that part of promotion has been lacking a lot of for many years right now. They kind of been focusing on kind of, this is the new phase of the baseball. This is the new phase of the baseball. But okay, we got it. We got this. And I know, I understand. It could be Judge, it could be Trout, it could be Altuve, it could be any player, because there's tons of players who have a great quality. They have a talent, of course, but then as a product, I think it hasn't been so attractive as the other leagues, as you mentioned. So I think the biggest reason probably is not taken to another step, to another level, is because that's pretty much of that. They don't think that it's not that attractive. Well, it is. There's a lot of persons who want to just watch baseball, but I think the league has to really focusing and try to making some kind of analysis, whatever, kind of recollecting everything they got, and they have to make a decision towards to be.
They need to improve their marketing stuff for real. I mean, they need to get it because again, every time that you turn on the TV, you see LeBron James all over the place.
Yeah, I know. It is.
Or something related. I'm just making. I just want to bring that.
Yeah, I know.
All kidding aside, it is like very frustrating. To your point, we know that Mike Trout, it is right now. I mean, at least from this is just my opinion. I will say that Mike Trout will be the best player right now in the league. But again, we know this because we cover sports. We're into sports. But again, man, a bunch of people, you can put up a picture of him, and I don't know.
They don't know them. They don't know him, man.
They don't know him. Yeah, of course, and that's the point. So honestly, I really think that the league needs to put attention to the marketing techniques, and they need to improve because I think they keep losing ground in that particular portion of it, and it is unfortunate. I mean, I will say this though: you have like a very good talent right now in the league. Around the league, in both leagues, actually, National and American League, you have great talent, but if you don't expose your product, well, you won't have customers.
You can have, and that's as simple as a business standpoint. But going back to, we kind of look forward to the next topic, that you brought up something about this social injustice that is living on the States right now, and of course. You mentioned that the Brewers and the Mariners, they don't want to step out to the field. That's I got the understanding. So yep. I just want to, if we can share it to the people, what is the reason why and your thoughts about that.
As you know, in the United States, since the murder of George Floyd, a bunch of people have been protesting and fighting for their civil rights. So a couple of days ago, one black man again was, received like 6 shots in the back, and everybody is very, very mad at it. Again, they're raising their voices, they're standing for their beliefs. And yesterday, it was very interesting, Mando, and that's the reason why I was telling you this before we got into the program.
Yeah.
I'm 35 right now, and honestly, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But it is the first time that I see baseball associated with something like this. It is like the first time in my life that they are taking side and also the Brewers to not go ahead and play the game, it was like shocking to me because I get it. I know that everybody's doing this right now. They're fighting for good reasons. They have their stances. But like I said, I mean, it is the first time that you see baseball associated with something like this, and I think that this is huge. I think that it talks way for the league and the players and the teams, because you know that at least the conversation will keep going, and let's see what happens down the road. But again, I don't know what you can talk about this particular point. But honestly, I mean, I was so shocked. Like, baseball took a stand in a social matter. So for me, that was like, damn, this is going.
It's going for real. Well, I mean, my take from this, I think the world is always been an ugly place. It has been a mean place, as long as I know, as long as we all the humankind we know. But regardless what happens around the world, what happens around as a person, as individuals, my take it has to be like we should stop this. Yeah, we should. But then if there's a lot of people that thinks different. I mean, not because you stop something, that person is going to change. Hopefully, it could be, and it should be. But then, it's like it's not a my obligation. You don't have to, I mean, we cannot obligate someone to change just like, boom, like this.
Yep.
But in the end, we have to make we have to raise our voices, of course. We have this microphone, we have this chance to just provide some kind of opinion to the people. And I believe that, I strongly believe that we have to be united as individuals and try to fight what is the best, of course. But we have to understand what is the reason that really takes us to that part. We are not going to change, again, I'm going to stress that part. But if we can change from ourselves to the other persons, that's my final take of that, at least my opinion. Regardless, it could be the Brewers, it could be the Reds, it could be anyone. It doesn't matter what city, what country. The respect of individuals, of other persons, I think that's the most important thing of everything. But we have to keep moving forward. Otherwise, every single time that we feel something is bad, we're going to stop. I don't think. I mean, life has to go on. It's cold-blooded, I know. But sometimes we have just to move on towards to, grow up, mature, and that's what it's all about, man. I guess.
I really think, and I mean, again, I know it is a very complex topic.
Yeah, it is.
You have like a bunch of feelings going on, and everybody's mad, and you're just reacting because again, you have another black man in these kind of situations and what have you. But honestly, I mean, I have to admire, at least I get where you're coming from. I mean, I respect you, and I get it for real. I get it, but the flip side to that will be like, it is very admirable, to be honest with you, to see one player decide to, you know what, I will take my platform and make this stance. And I get it. Probably we're not going to get the chance today. That's 100% true. I mean, it will take probably more years. We're going to keep going and keep getting better at it. But at least from once, you're taking your platform and you're making a social stand and you're trying to bring your point. Like, you know what, I'm not into this. I'm losing money right now, but you know what? I'm strong. I really believe that this is wrong, and I will stand by it. And that's something that you have to admire, because at the end of the day, it is not easy to do. I mean, again, the stars, superstars, they're gonna be fine. They're not gonna even feel the economic impact for this particular decision. But there are other players that they're just role players that they're making way more or less money than the superstars.
Yeah.
And they're just, again, supporting those guys. So definitely, I mean, I think it is a great point. Obviously, to your point, definitely we should keep moving forward. That's not going to change because you stop it today, but at least give you the opportunity to see that I have my platform, I have the opportunity, and I stand by my beliefs, and I defend them. So I really appreciate that from them. And again, it is my first time looking at baseball related to these particular topics. And I was like amazed. I was like, damn, this is really happening.
And hopefully, I mean, this thing will go on and go on. I mean, it doesn't have to stop. If I want to add up to this, they don't have to stop unless, I mean, hopefully this kind of situation doesn't go on and on and on. because there are going to be somewhere so many things that we cannot control. If we cannot control our own will, we have to control everything around us somehow just to be in a good in a zen mode, in a peaceful mode. But then, yeah, I agree in that regard that as a professional athlete, like you decide just to I don't feel good. I don't feel good to play around and just because of this. Well, at the end of the day, they're human beings and they have feelings. They have everything as you and I we do have. Sometimes you are not in the mood. You don't want to do something because you lose a relative, you lose something, and you're not in the mood. So they're not responsible. They're not guilty for something that they haven't committed until they've been proof about that. But coming back to this, I mean, closer to this topic and coming back almost to end of this show, I believe that baseball has a great platform, as you mentioned, to change things and be aware of all the world, all the things that are happening in the world. And we have a basis loaded, Edward. As a matter of fact, as the show is gonna stick with that. Of course, we're gonna ask for the people and whatever. But this is a kind of perfect situation to understand if we hit a home run or if we just move all the runners around. But in my perspective, baseball is something that is so passionate, is so lovely. It's a family. It's something I've been growing up and keep learning, and that's the beautiful side of baseball. You always learn, even you believe you are complete. So from my take, and this is my opinion of this show, it's like we have to take care of baseball, and also we have to take care of us and all around us.
I agree, man. Amen to that, for real. I really think that baseball is going through a great time in terms of talent. It will be a huge effort, but definitely they should be putting more attention and trying to be in the people's eyes so that way they can move forward. But yeah, and yeah, it will be great. I mean, I really love baseball too. I mean, in Puerto Rico, that's one of the sports that we really love. So definitely, by the way, thanks to us, Roberto Clemente, you have a day that everybody's wearing number 21. So
I know.
What else you can ask for?
Nothing, just nothing. Just having fun, and yeah, Clemente was a human nature, a force of nature, in terms of baseball and in terms of outside of the field. So he was a great man. He was a good one, and he did a lot for the game. As a matter of fact. Yeah.
And by the way, I really think that us start doing this kind of shows, talking about baseball, that will get more people involved into it.
Yeah.
We're gonna give them more exposure, even though that we're not working for the MLB. But at the end of the day, we're gonna spend some time talking to baseball and giving the same exposure that we give to other sports. So I'm really happy that you invited me to this project. I'm really looking forward to it, and I really appreciate you having me here to talk about baseball a little bit with you.
Oh, thanks to you, man. And of course, we have to also just mention to the people, as a Mexican, as a Puerto Rican, we kind of decided to be, well, not romantic to do it in English, but it's like pushing out the limits. And that's what I'm going to do, and hopefully everyone likes it. I know they will. But, well, we have to push our limits, and we have to hit always a home run. That's it, man.
Yeah, if you get into the bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, 2 strikes and 3 balls, believe me, if I'm going to the home plate, yeah, I'll definitely will take it out of the park. So anytime, my man.
Yeah, ask me, I'm gonna hit a home run. I'm always gonna crash the building. I know. I'm gonna crush the ball, but also I'm gonna strike out a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much the balance. So Edward, once again, thanks, man. And remember the social media that you have, and people will kind of look over to you.
Everybody can follow me at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Analysis de Edward. Feel free to reach out to me. I really love sports. Manda knows this already.
Yeah.
Not only baseball, we can talk about a bunch of sports. So you're more than welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.